This man is one of the most hated people in America right now. This is Wade Wilson, and he's also known as the Deadpool Killer because he has the same name as Ryan Reynolds' character in Deadpool. He also became a viral sensation on TikTok when women started swooning over him, like thirsting over this man. But Wade Wilson is the actual personification of a wolf in sheep's clothing. He is a violent monster who took the lives of two women within hours of each other. It's my hope that if people learn more about his story, they'll realize despite his aesthetically pleasing outer shell is just a rotten person underneath. Like, you can't change this man, he's just gross. Reminder that I tell a lot of dark true crime stories on this channel, so viewer discretion is advised, but follow along if you want to hear more. So this is Wade Wilson. Wade Wilson was actually put up for adoption at birth because his parents were only 14 and 15 years old when they got pregnant with him. His adoptive family said that he was a pretty well-adjusted and normal kid, but they said that when he turned 13, his behavior completely changed. He became paranoid, reclusive, he got in trouble with the law all the time, and by Wade Wilson's own admission, he started dabbling in illegal substances often. And by the time he was 18, he was a repeat offender. At 18, he also reached out to his biological father, which would later bring his crimes to light. Wade Wilson's biological father said that he would call him all the time, and it was usually when he needed something, and it was a pretty strained relationship. Most of the time it was money that he was asking for. It's also worth mentioning that Wade Wilson played sports as a kid, and apparently he sustained quite a few head injuries as a result. So let's talk about what he did. On the evening of October 6, 2019, Wade Wilson and his girlfriend of 6 months, Melissa Mons, went to the Buddha Bar in Florida. Like, it was just supposed to be a typical fun night out. While they were there, they met 35-year-old Christine Melton. Wade Wilson decided he wanted to leave the bar to go with Christine, and his girlfriend Melissa didn't want to go with him. After the bar closed, Wade Wilson drove to Christine Melton's house. And while she slept in her bed, he strangled her to death. And then he stole her car. And the violence didn't stop there. Later that morning, only hours after he took Christine Melton's life away, while he was driving Christine Melton's stolen car, he encountered Diane Ruiz, who is a mother of two, and she was walking to work. He lured her into the car under the guise of asking her for directions, and then he started strangling her. Then he realized that that hadn't ended her life, so he pushed her out of the car and started to run her over repeatedly, up to 10 to 20 times, he said. And that same morning, he viciously attacked his ex-girlfriend and tried to drag her into the car too. His ex-girlfriend managed to escape, and the police were called, and he was arrested October 8th, 2019, the day after he took the lives of Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz. The road to Wade Wilson's trial was long and fraught with delays, and his trial didn't start until 5 years after his crimes. And a lot happened during that 5 years. For one, he underwent quite a notable physical transition. This is him before, and this is him after. A lot of his face tattoos have some hateful connotations. I don't know if I can show them here, but you can definitely find them with a quick Google search. He was asked about his face tattoos on a prison phone interview, but he refused to answer the question. His face tattoos also led to a request from the defense for him to be able to wear makeup during his trial, in an attempt to cover them up. The court actually granted that request, but the defense ultimately chose not to go that route. Wade Wilson allegedly tried to escape prison, which delayed things considerably. Finally, on June 10th, 2024, Wade Wilson's trial finally began. Throughout the trial, many witnesses said that Wade Wilson confessed to taking the lives of Diane Ruiz and Christine Melton. His biological father was actually incredibly important in the prosecution's case, because he went into graphic detail about his crimes to his biological father, and luckily his dad had a moral code to share that information. The defense didn't try to dispute his crimes. Instead, they tried to argue diminished responsibility considering his mental health issues and his head injuries and his substance abuse. And I think you should know, Wade Wilson actually is a sociopath. He was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. The jury wasn't buying it though. Wade Wilson was found guilty on all counts, and the judge imposed the maximum sentence, which is 2 death sentences, on August 27th, 2024. And I'm not joking, there were actually some women who wrote to the judge begging for leniency. People who hurt people are not worth your time, especially this garbage person.